Yes, good evening. This is Brother Benson Media, and today is a Sunday. We are blessed to have this time to have a conversation uh, strictly based on Blessa or an interview which just ended where the former Deputy President, Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, was being interviewed in one of our media stations in Kenya. And, it was, this is an interview that is having after the impeachment. This is an interview he's having after the attack. He was attacked just not so long. Last week, he was attacked in a funeral in Limuru. This sparked so much reactions from the people. So he was just giving an overview of what happened and also his political stand. And that is what we want to have a look at this evening. Before we start, allow me to take this opportunity to welcome all our viewers and to remind you that this is with the Benson Media, and here we say that your opinion counts. If you're new to this channel, we are asking you to kindly like and subscribe to the channel, because if you do so, it is a way of supporting us, and we will really, really appreciate. I can see someone at the comment section. Capleton Wakiaga is already in and he's saying absolutely amazing. Feel welcomed, Capleton Wakiaga. And we request you to kindly subscribe to Brother Benson Media. Before we continue, let me take this opportunity to invite my panelists, Mr. Barak and Migoda, to say hi to our viewers. Mr. Barak.
Greetings to all our viewers and my co-panelists Miguda and Mark. So nice to see you this evening. Karibuni sana to Brother Benson Media, where your opinion counts. I'm looking forward to having an interactive session. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Barak. Miguda.
Hello to everyone, co-panelist, host Makobura, Barak, our viewers. Welcome to the here we see opinion count. You speak without any fear of any consequences. Kindly, for the new subscribers who are watching for the first time, subscribe. The one we have just mentioned is a new subscribe. It's a new viewer in the channel. Let him subscribe. You can share the video. You can like. You can give us thumbs up. You can as well watch the hard video and our previous videos. They have been there for the last 1 year. Welcome all.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Barak. The topic that we're having today is the comment from the former Deputy President, Mr. Rigathi Gachagua. He said that I cannot defend corruption. And those are some of the issues that, made him to be impeached as the Deputy President. And he had to say a list of so many things. He was being interviewed not so long, some few minutes ago, and he spoken widely on why he was impeached as the deputy president, where he clarified that, the reason why he was impeached is because of his stand when it comes to corruption. He would come out and tell the president that, I cannot do this. He said that he was even told to go and, supervise the demolition along the Nairobi River. And he said no, because according to him, they had sworn before the people that they would protect, and anything to do with demolition, they would not just do it anyhow. Among others, he also said that, the issue of Adani and Shah was things that, according to him, were not actually beneficial to the people of Kenya, and that he advised the president and those the people concerned, that they should take maybe 800 million and use it to, try make NHIF work. But the president opted for about 180 billion to bring the issues of Shah and Shah, And according to him, he's saying that was a lot of money. again saying that he's trying to lead the people of Mount Kenya so that they can come up with a political movement that is going to help them secure the interest of the people of Mount Kenya. The former deputy president is saying that he's having a conversation with the like-minded, the likes of His Excellency, the former vice president, Kalonzo Musyoka, together with Eugene Omalwa and others. They're trying to come up with a formula of coming up with a working way in 2027. He's also spoken about, he was asked where he'll get the majority, because so far the president is having a majority of the Mount Kenya members of parliament. He clarified and said that those members of parliament who impeached him, who are coming from the Mount Kenya region, that most of them, after that impeachment, they cannot go home, and they've never gone home. That the only members of parliament who are going home are those that hang around him, those that are of same, opinion, and many others. He said that they made a strong mistake by supporting the president without them having their own political party, and he's agreed that he's taking that blame because he was the leader. He also said something that the current deputy president is a yes sir man and cannot tell the president in his eyes, whether the president is messing or not. Issues to do with corruption, the deputy president cannot come out and speak such kind of things because he's not been elected by the people, but instead he's been appointed by the president. And so Gachagua is saying that we should not expect much from Professor Kindiki when it comes to delivering. So that in a nutshell, just a brief, that is the brief interview that I've tried to summarize. That we were watching in one of these medias not so long ago. And so I want to give this opportunity to my panelist, Mr. Miguda. You'll go first. You'll give your opinion on what the interview that was had not so long ago, on the comments of the former deputy president, Mr. Rigathi Gachagua. Mr. Miguda, what is your take?
Mark, if you can hear me out before I proceed. Can you hear me? Okay. Deputy President Mr. Rigathi Gachagua has just briefed the media. He was being interviewed after he was impeached and after the attack which happened at Limuru. The impeachment process, everybody knows how it was conducted, the consequences that the people who felt to be casualties. He was speaking at the very time Mr. Odinga also was asking some questions at Vihiga, that the traps that Rigathi Gachagua made in State House, those traps actually trapped him, and currently is at home. He has to speak, he has to tell the people of the public, because it's very important. He's the immediate deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. He has to inform the people and the public why he was impeached, because up now there are the people who do not know why he was impeached. The people do not understand how that impeachment went down with one man, and one man was left in the office. It was very important for the public record, and it's also very important for him to address the public after there was chaos. It was a vicious attack on him and other people at the funeral. As a former deputy president, as a leader in that region, it's very important to address the media and explain the events that unfold in that event. That one aside, he has tackled the issue of corruption. He has tackled the issue of Mount Kenya forming their party, and he has tackled about the issue of Kindiki being a yes man. I'd like to base my submission on those three factors. First, Mr. Rigathi Gachagua has accused William Ruto and the Kenya Kwanza government that they are full of corruption. He has accused them that the corruption in the government, he himself, he could not stand for for it. That's why he has been impeached. He's telling people that the fact that he opposed any corruption or dealings in that government has led to his impeachment. He quoted two scandals. He stated that he was against Adani deal by the Kenya government. But the question is, Adani has been cancelled. If Adani is not corruption, then he goes further and talk about the issue of health insurance, universal health coverage, whereby he stated that the SHA shift thing is not working for the people of Kenya, and it did not work. It is with massive corruption. There are a lot of people who have invested in that corruption in the current government. He tries to distance himself from the plotting or choreograph of any corruption dealings in the country. It's like he was a lone ranger in that government because most of the people do make deals in that government, including the president and some cabinet secretaries. For him, he excluded himself that if there is any corruption in that kind of government, he was not part and parcel of it. He stated very clearly that he stood his ground to oppose each and every corruption in that government. But the question we are asking at the members of the public who are observing him keenly, why could he call out all these corruption cases while it was the office of the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya before impeachment? Does it mean that even if his interest was served by that time, he could not call out this corruption? He's only calling them out after his interest is now not being served. Does it mean that he himself is part and parcel of the politicians? He is also a hypocrite politician. Whenever he's safe and the city is being served, he has no problem. He doesn't make any noise. He's only out loud because now he's no longer deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. To some extent, we can say that Mr. Gachagua is dishonest. If at all he believe that he's a defender of the people right or the defender of the people interest, he could have been doing that from the time he was the deputy president, even when now he's no longer deputy president. That is where I disagree with him. He goes further and talked about the issue of the people of Mount Kenya forming their own political party. It is good that he has learned from his mistake. He was in a hurry to support William Ruto. He supported William Ruto blindly with emotions. He was a bitter man. He was a bitter man at the same time. He was angry for power. He wanted to be the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. He never understood how to manage power, how to control power. That power he was angry after. You could understand how you can manage power, you can control power, and also how you can disperse power. You could have gone to that negotiation table with already Mount Kenya party. Even if Uhuru already had taken Jubilee and they are going to form Azimio, he himself he had an opportunity to form a Mount Kenya party by that time because for him to have a bargaining power with the UDA, he could have just rebelled that UDA is a challenging party. Let us also form our own Mount Kenya party for us to go with negotiation with Mr. President William Ruto. He did a very grave mistake politically, and it has costed him. That's why he's out. And there was no even members of parliament who could come out in large number to oppose his impeachment. And that's why his impeachment was expeditiously passed by the National Assembly and later by the Senate. Rigathi Gachagua, after realizing that he has done a mistake, he has decided now to correct himself as a politician. Even as human beings, we are found of mistakes and we can make errors as human beings. He has gone back to the reset mode and is resetting by forming a new political party in Mount Kenya. He's trying to appeal to the people that for those people who are not satisfied with the UDA government, the people who are not satisfied with the Kenya Kwanza regime, whom would like to look for an alternative party, he has that option for the people. And he's trying to align his allies against the UDA current leaders in that region. If you are in that region and you are elected in a UDA party, you either remain UDA or you can join his political party. He's trying to give the people of Mount Kenya a different map. If you go into details, he said that why is it that there are people who have decided to use the criminal gangs to settle political scores in the region. Because the gangs who are being used as youth are there to counter any rise of any political party in that region. It's telling people that they are trying to destroy the unity of the Mount Kenya people at their own benefit. Let us unite, let us ignore those people who are disturbing our unity, our functions. And that's why he had to cancel his visit to Nakuru and Molo. Because he said that if at all, if he can give his supporters instruction or orders to counterattack the attack, it can be messy, it can be ugly, and it's not good for the country. I want to applaud Rigathi Gachagua for speaking that. That is the language of a leader. You want a leader who can speak on the benefit of the people, whereby you don't need to divide people. You need to, even if people are not your supporters, some of your supporters, you need to bring them together. I would like to give him some kudos for the first time, because for the first time I've heard him speaking like a leader, that his supporters wanted him to go to Nakuru and Molo to counterattack the already plotted gangs. But he said, no, we can't live in that mess as a country. We can't live in that era whereby we use gangs to settle the political scores. And he goes further ahead and cited the 1990s event when people were fighting for multi-party democracy. The people who are for pro-multi-party democracy, they made gangs on the ground who were plotted by the government to counter them, so that most of them could have not gone for those political rallies. And the historical events which had happened, and the victims, you know them. People like Kenneth Matiba, James Orengo, Moite, those people who tried to fight for multiple democracy, there were some victims who were injured, some also were killed, who were not brought into books. There, Rigathi Gachagua has speak like a leader. In my last contribution, Rigathi Gachagua has talked about the issue of Kindiki being a yes man. Kindiki cannot stand against the president. Mr. Rigathi Gachagua is telling us that Kindiki is a yes man. Kindiki was put there with William Ruto. He's telling us he himself, Rigathi Gachagua, was in a position of defending the people's interests, because he could stand and point William Ruto face that this corruption, I'll not subscribe to corruption, I'm not part and parcel of the corruption. With Kindiki in the picture, Kindiki cannot even imagine of objecting anything William Ruto is doing. That's why we said, and we are still insisting, that Kindiki was made to be the deputy president by William Ruto. Kindiki is deputy president of William Ruto, not of the Republic of Kenya. Rigathi Gachagua also made a mistake, because he himself, he ought to be the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya, not deputy president of the Mount Kenya people. After realizing that, he had made the mistake of not participating wholly in the country, because in our constitution we are one nation, one indivisible country, which we are being defined by our flag, our unity, and Kenya being a republic. We need to have a deputy president or a president who is a symbol of national unity. I can testify that both the deputy president, former, and the current deputy president, all of them do not portray that picture of a deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. One is portraying the picture of a deputy president of the people of Mount Kenya, the former deputy president Gachagua. The other one is also portraying a picture of a deputy president of William Ruto. Up to now, I'm not persuaded as a concerned citizen of the Republic of Kenya that we have a deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. We are not yet there. Because on the other hand, you have find out that Rigathi Gachagua is complaining that Kindiki was never elected, that who elected him? He was just appointed, he was nominated. No one elected him, but with him, he was elected alongside William Ruto, even if he was elected only the people of Mount Kenya. But the people participated. It was a democratic process. There was that democratic space for electing a leader in that region, in Kenyan country. We can say as people that both of them did not meet the criteria of serving the Kenyan people. Up to now, in my own submission, I believe that we still don't have a deputy president of the caliber whom William Ruto wants, whom the Kenyan people wants. We still have deputy president, one from Kenya, one for William Ruto. Regarding Gachagua, it's very normal for him to lament. That's how I can put it, because after the impeachment process, after the attack, even whether he protected himself or it was by the opponents, he has to cry. That's obvious in politics. He has to seek the sympathy card. He has to play to the gallery. And most importantly, currently is in the opposition. And if you're in opposition, your job is very simple. You have to oppose anything in the government. Be it good, oppose it. Be it bad, oppose it. Because that's your role. You must be relevant through opposing the government. And the people in the government also have to defend their government. That's why I'm saying Rigathi Gachagua has taken that role very effectively. And I'm glad because already he's making headlines, he's on the news lines. And even today, when Raila was speaking in Vihiga, Raila specifically attacking. That's a clear indication that already Rigathi Gachagua has established his position in the politics of the country. He's currently the opposition and is playing it very effectively, and I like it. There's no worry about it. Raila talked about Rigathi Gachagua now is at home. Raila was simply replying to him that even if you say that Raila Pure Box ni Bondo, but Madeira is not, Madeira and Bondo is far. Madeira is near from Nairobi compared to Bondo's. And you're the first one who should be go to Madeira first, then I'll go to Bondo later, maybe after 2032. Raila father gave analogy, he used the story of a rat, a tap rat, a chicken, a goat, and a cow, and the owner, and a snake. He further concluded by saying that the owner of the trap was bitten by a snake, and during the funeral, they said that let us cook chicken, but the chicken was not enough. People came massively. They said, okay, let us cook mbuzi. Mbuzi was not enough. Then let us say, okay, let us cook cow. Suddenly, cow, kuku, mbuzi were slaughtered, were killed, and people celebrated, and the person died. What was he trying to say as to the layman? Raila was trying to say that regarding Gachagua, who was the owner of the trap, is not alone. There are some casualties are coming. The people who did not support the impeachment process, the people who never participated in the impeachment process, those people, if you're a member of parliament, you are going to be a casualty because Rigathi Gachagua is gone, and the people who never come out to assist Raila Odinga to remove the trap are going to face the music. And just to tell you, my brother Makubura, the people Raila were referring to, the likes of Babu Owino, the people Raila were referring to, are the likes of Didi Nyoro. That's a small factor you are seeing trying to emerge. That's the third force. Leave alone the Rigathi Gachagua Kalonzo factor. There is this third force. That force is what Raila was referring to. That not only Rigathi Gachagua, but also the people who did not come out to assist Kenyans to remove this trap which was put for him are going to go home. Everybody. He said that each and every person must face the music. And that's how that story ended. In my conclusion, the politics has taken shape. You must find your space. The people who are in government currently, they have organized. And before I conclude, when Rigathi Gachagua was given warm reception when he left Murang'a, when he went to the cultural celebration, when he passed by, the following day, William Ruto immediately moved to Kisumu County. It was politically, it has a significant that even if you are boasting for me that the people of Mount Kenya loves you, the people of Mount Kenya likes you, you are their son, they are welcome you. Even me, William Ruto, the lake people, the people from the lake love me. I'm not coming from the lake, I'm not coming from the Nyanza, but look at the reception in Kisumu, massively. It means that hata ukiringa na watu wa mlima, mimi niko na watu wa maji. That's what Ruto was trying to send to Rigathi Gachagua significantly politically. in my conclusion, I would like to say that the politics have been set up. You are either in government or you are outside. The people in government are consolidated. You have seen the way Raila has been moving to. Raila has been going underground. Raila is a very trickster politician. You can understand it. He has been moving underground. He said that I'm not in local politics. I'm doing now continental politics. But at the same time, he has been invited in some ODM's organization like Homecoming, and you saw the way people were there today at Viega. I saw some allies of William people like Karen Nyamu were there. These are significant that the ODM and UDA are marching to go and defend the current seat of the president. They are marching to go for a contest to defend the status quo. The people who are not in the current vehicle must find a way to organize outside to come and compete with this competent team in terms of politics, not in terms of working. Raila goes ahead and said that this third force, you are going to be slaughtered very soon. Makubura, that could be my full statement concerning the interview with the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Migud, for that good analysis. And I think you've covered almost everything. And now I want to take this opportunity to thank our viewers at the comments. I mean, at the viewing side. Feel welcomed. If you have a question or something you want to say, you can just comment at the comment section, and we'll read the comment. If you are new, we request you to kindly like and subscribe to the channel, and we will really appreciate. Yeah, Mr. Barak, what is your take on the stance and the views of the impeached Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua and the stance that he has always taken since his impeachment?
Hey, I think Miguda said everything. So, so I'm left with nothing much to say. Thank you so much for that. And I think I just captured one or two issues that I can talk about. And I don't know why there is this notion in this country that the deputy president must always be the one confronting the president. I think that is misunderstanding even the role of the deputy president in this country. Because when Gachagua says that Kindiki cannot stand against Uhuru, he was the only one who could look Uhuru in the eye, not Uhuru, sorry, Ruto. He was the only one who could confront Ruto in the cabinet. That is misunderstanding the role of the deputy president, because the deputy president is not there to confront the president. It is there to assist the president in terms of fulfilling the role of the presidency, because the president and the deputy president, they make up the presidency. And by saying that Kindiki was not elected, Gachagua was the one who was elected. The deputy president is elected. It first of all nominated by the president. Even before election, it's nominated by the presidential candidates, and that is why you see that there is the photo of the president, and there is only the name of the deputy president, because he or she is a running mate to the president. So therefore, the focus is on the president, and it is not on the deputy president. So that is why the deputy president is the principal assistant to the president. What the constitution wanted to cure was the initially the way the president will use to hire and fire the vice president. They wanted at least to have some kind of a contract, because we borrowed our constitution heavily, especially executive structure from the US. They borrowed that similar structure from the US, where the president goes to election with the vice president, and they are a pair up to the until they serve the 4 year term. So in Kenya, I think we borrowed that idea, but because of the dynamics of our politics, you find that the president normally nominates someone who comes from at least a tribe with the majority votes, and that is why this deputy president comes in office feeling that they are equal. That happens with between Ruto and Uhuru, and it also happened between Uhuru and Gachagua, because the deputy president feel that I brought as much votes as the president, so we are in equal relationship, and that has made the presidency not to be very well to be well functioning since the Huru regime, and right now the first 2 years of Ruto. So let us see, because I believe Kindiki is there. He's not feeling that he brought any votes. In fact, he does not have a political capital. So let us see if maybe their working relationship with Ruto will help the presidency to deliver in many of their promises, as opposed to when Gachagua was there. So we must understand as a country that the deputy president should not always be now on a coalition course with the presidency. That is not how the executive works, because the executive should work with the idea of collective responsibility, where the deputy president is there as the principal assistant, but not as an equal partner of the president. And Gachagua was saying that he could not defend corruption. I don't know, he could not defend anything. I think if he could have been speaking this way after resigning, I think he could have been making a lot of sense, and even attracting more trust from people who are sensible, because you cannot be impeached. And I think remember he tried so much to avoid impeachment by even going to the judiciary, and then after the impeachment is successful, you now start saying that you could not stand the corruption in government, that's why you are impeached. I think it doesn't make sense to anybody who is sensible, because if you could have resigned, I think that could have been making a lot of sense, because you could have argued that I watched to my disbelief the corruption in this government, and I tried to speak to the president, but he gave me a deaf ear. That's why I said I could not tarnish my hands, and I washed my hands and threw in the towel. That makes a lot of sense. But after being impeached, to me it doesn't make sense, and I think anybody who is sensible could be asking this question: how comes you waited until after being impeached? That is when now you started now talking against the government that you claimed that you worked so hard to form. So what could have happened if there was no impeachment? That means the corruption he's talking about could have just continued, and with this silence, because he never talked about the same corruption when he was in government. Yeah, we only started seeing Gachagua talking against the government when he was on his way out, when it was clear to him that he's being sent home. So even in organizations, you cannot get sacked, then you start claiming that there were bad things happening in that company. But if you resign, yeah, if you gather courage, or you just become bold enough and resign, once you tender your resignation, you get that moral authority to criticize the ills that are happening in the government. But you cannot start speaking after being sacked, because the people cannot believe that you are speaking out of goodwill, or you are just speaking out of anger and ill motive, and of losing your job, because once people get sacked, they can say anything. But people who resign, I think they have the moral authority to criticize. And in terms of working relationship with the so-called like-minded of Kalonzo and whoever, it is within their constitutional right to work, to talk, or to form any alliances. It is enshrined within the constitution, so they are just exercising their constitutional right, which is okay, and we wish them all the best. But it must be a talking that is in line with it leads towards the transformation of the country. It is not be because of hatred towards an individual. You can, because many times in this country, politicians form alliances based on hatred towards individual. You've seen many people forming alliance because they hate the candidate, the so-called one candidate. They form alliance against the candidate because of hatred, no ideology, no objectivity, nothing. So these alliances that are based on subjectivity, they don't yield fruits to the people of Kenya. In fact, they result into more problems to the country, because people who form an alliance based on emotions and hatred towards an individual, they have nothing that keeps them together, and that is what is even happening in this government, because the alliance between Ruto and people of Mount Kenya, Ruto and Gachagua, it was an alliance that was based on emotions and hatred towards Uhuru and Raila, and they were also subjective, and they whipped the people's emotions against these two guys, and they ended up winning election against many people's expectation. And now, after winning, what happened? You all know what happened. Until now, we find ourselves here. Even the two could not even stay for more than 2 years, because there was no objective that brought them together. It was all emotions, hatred, and nothing more. So if they form another alliance based on the same, what do you expect? Problems to the country, because once the masses have been whipped emotionally, they become irrational. Yeah, because when the masses are irrational, they make decisions that are not uh, objective, and that is why even scholars like Aristotle and Plato, they say that democracy is a government of unfit, because when the masses are whipped emotionally, they become emotive, they become irrational, and they end up electing unfit leaders in office. And because of that, they are against this democratic principles of the rule of the majority, because the majority in most cases are not right, because they are led by emotion, they are led by irrationality. And when people are emotive, when people are angry, they come up with decisions that are not even good for themselves, and they end up regretting their decisions barely 1 month, later. Just look at the history of this country. Since we multi-party democracy, we usually go to election, and barely 1 month after electing these leaders, we want to get them out of office immediately, because we usually make decisions at the ballot based on emotions, and our emotions lead us the wrong way. That's why even people who voted for Ruto, people who campaigned for Ruto and say that he's a God chosen president, they want him out of office barely 2 years down the line. So it shows you that people don't make decisions the right way during election, because of being led by their emotions. And politicians are very clever, because they target emotions of the masses, and they will tell you anything that you want to hear to whip your emotions, and they will look so innocent, and they will act so victims to the public, so that you can feel sorry for them. They can win your sympathy, and once you do that, wrong choices. When you go to the ballot, you vote with anger. Yeah, you want to teach somebody a lesson, and once you teach somebody a lesson, you are the person who now remains to be taught a lesson by the leaders that you chose. That's why people who elected Ruto is teaching them a lesson. They are not teaching Raila or Uhuru a lesson. The people from Mount Kenya voted to teach Uhuru and Raila a lesson. And now what is happening to them? The person that he elected is teaching them a lesson. And they will make the same decision in 2027, and the circle will continue, because when you go to vote, do not vote with anger. Do not leave your brain at home and go with anger to the ballot that you want to teach a politician a lesson. You can never succeed, because these politicians will either way collude and work together. Look at what is happening now. Ruto and Raila in the same in the same government. In fact, Raila was mocking Gachagua today because of the way Gachagua used to talk when he was the deputy president. And because Gachagua whipped the emotions of his people to vote against Raila, and right now Raila is more in government than all the people who voted against him. He was taking that, he was mocking them, literally. So this is a lesson to the electorate. Listen to Gachagua, listen to Raila, listen to Ruto, but do not allow anger to control you, to dictate how you think and how you make decisions at the ballot. Because eventually, they will have a way of meeting and kind of working together in a government. While you out here, you remain struggling even for food. You remain struggling for how you can pay school fees for your children. You remain struggling on how you can raise even medical bills for your children, for your family, even for yourself. But they are there enjoying themselves and making fun of how you voted. So no matter how these people talk, the so-called like-minded leaders, Kenyans should not let them to whip their emotions and allow anger to lead them when they're going to vote, because the result will just be the same as what we have right now. So in conclusion, I think whatever is happening in this country, I think should be a big lesson to electorates, because I think what is going on in the country, I think many people have not learned, and it's just a repeat of the script that was played between 2018 and 2022. So the script is being repeated again, and I think come 2027, I think we'll be so gullible to repeat the same mistake that we did in 2022. And since we say that democracy, the rule of the majority, the masses will be out there so irrational and emotive, and they will make the same decision they made in 2022. So let us be on our guard as Kenyans electorates. Let us elect leaders based on objectivity and not subjectivity. Back to you, Mark.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Barak and Mr. Megoda, for that well thought, good political analysis. And I want to remind our viewers that this is Brother Benson Media, and here we say that your opinion counts. If you're new to this channel, we are requesting you to kindly like and subscribe to the channel, because if you do so, it is a way of supporting us, and we really, really appreciate. Allow me to acknowledge the presence of Brenda Obedi in the comment section and Capleton Wakiaga. I think we're almost finishing. Maybe I'll give you a chance, Mr. Miguda, to say your last remarks, and then Mr. Barak, and then we'll close. Miguda, what are your last remarks to the people of Kenya and those who are watching?
The people of Kenya, would like to tell them the way we say yesterday. Let them focus, let them be hardworking people the way they are. Let them not be divided along their political formations. Even if you are a supporter of UDA, supporter of ODM, supporter of Wiper, be supporter of the new coming party, or supporter of Inject party. But remember, there is no price of hunger for Inject party. There's no price for hunger for UDA party. There's no transportation cost for the UDA or the ODM. When it comes to economically and social setup, we are equal as a country because the way we operate. Let us just compete based on our ideologies. Let us have different divergent opinion whereby we can disagree politically, but it doesn't bring enmity between us or disunity as the people of Kenya. Let us always remain united as a country. Let us love our country. Let us be patriotic. Let us always do the right thing for the country, and any wrong thing that can affect our country, we should oppose to it. But anything that should come to our country, we should support it. In fact, the people of Kenya should emulate that we should put the interests of the country first, that Kenya must come first. Even if you are making any negotiation or treaty with any country, you should put the interests of your country first, because when you put the interests of your country first, you put the interests of the people. So in my view, Kenya should come first and we should have our country, because this is the only country we have. We have to make it good for us and also for the generation to come. To our viewers, we are appealing for you people. We have identified a new viewer today. Kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel. You can as well share the video. You can comment. You can give us thumbs up. In the video, we also have the ad videos. You can watch at least 2 of them. They're very good for and very impactful for this channel. And here we usually remind you that this is the Benson YouTube channel. Here your opinion count, provided that your opinion does not contravene the laws of the land. You are at liberty to speak. Bye-bye. See you next time.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Barak. What is your last remarks to the people of Kenya before we close?
Well, thank you so much for for our viewers to joining us tonight. So we really appreciate you. Thank you for your comments and for always creating time to be with us in this channel. We urge you to continue supporting by commenting, sharing, and liking whatever our discussion are. My last comment is that I just want to emphasize on the unity of purpose as a country. I think we can achieve more when we are united. As a country, there's a way that politics usually divide us in a way that even the professors, those who are more learned, they lack sense of reasoning, because politics is so emotive and it divides us so much that we can't even reason and have a clarity of purpose. So I urge all of us as Kenyans, irrespective of where we come from, these boundaries that we have, that I come from this side. These are our colonial uh, boundaries that really were meant to divide us so that they can rule us very well. So those who inherited this government from colonialism in 1963, they continued with those colonial mechanism of dividing, so that you can ensure that you rule people. Because once you are divided, ruling you becomes very easy. That is what the politicians usually like, because when you are told that you are coming from this side, so you see others as people who are not one of you. And that is why you see we are struggling with unity, because it was planted in us since the colonial time up to now. We have never managed to overcome that. And if we do not get ourselves out of that cocoon, it will be very much impossible for us to have a country that is really prosperous, that is competing in this region. Because you see, I don't know if you've been looking at the statistics, you find that Kenya, we are really struggling. And and Uganda, Tanzania is coming up very, very powerfully. And Ethiopia is ahead of us already. And you find that now, if we are not careful in the next 10 years, even if Tanzania will overtake us. So let us have that patriotism. Let us love this country so that we can build it together as one people who belongs to this one nation. Otherwise, have a blessed time wherever you are. May God bless you, and looking forward to seeing you again next time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Barak and Migoda, for everyone who joined and everyone who commented, engaged us at the comment section. We really appreciate, and we are very much grateful that you found time to be with us. We don't take it for granted. As we finish, allow me to wish you a blessed evening, a blessed night, a blessed morning, a blessed afternoon, a blessed evening from wherever you are. Thank you so much, and we hope to see you tomorrow. Thank you, and bye bye.